The real test when you're looking at the application is a test of the principal. Who are they? Where do they come from? What's their experience? What do they bring to the table? Those type of questions, and the fact that they then go form a startup company to accomplish that single purpose doesn't surprise me in the least.
Well, why was it kept confidential from everybody then? I mean, why was this thing hid under the rug until the last minute? I mean, there's got to be a reason.
I can tell you, no, I learned about it when you guys did. I mean, I didn't know about Autumn's involvement until very, very late in the game. So I'm not the right person to ask that question.
Okay. Well, I think we need to send this one back to the EDA. I think that they dumped this one on us, and this board's going to take the heat for this. That's my point of this whole thing. I think they knew the process was flawed, in my opinion, and they dumped it on this board, and now we can take the heat for it. And believe me, we will.
I missed a couple meetings, so I'm not sure exactly, but what heat are you talking about? I mean, why do you...
They were given $600,000, and then after they got the money, then they incorporated.
You cannot just explain that?
Well, LifeSync did the same thing. Is there a lot of heat about LifeSync right now? Yes.
But the amount of LifeSync is...
Well, $600,000 is a lot of money. I mean, I think it could have been done out in the open and he wouldn't have this problem.
Well, but did Sarah not say that the office did know about the
Yeah, but this board didn't. And we're the ones that's got to vote on this stuff. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If you don't think that your vote on this board that you're going to have to account for, you better think about that.
I fully understand.
Okay. I guess I'm done with that one.
Let me just make one comment. I might get put on probation, but everybody knows who Autumn is. Even though her project that was incorporated into this incubator application was kept confidential for reasons that Autumn herself had, everyone knows Autumn. When the project came to light, and let me remind you that every presentation that I made before the cities, the VOCC, and the EDA board, I made it very clear that the applicant who was under confidentiality, once they came out, the board would have no reservations in funding that project. This is a woman who came to Hardy County years ago, was recruited by one of our own IDA board members to come here. She was the first tenant in the park. She built a business at a very young age to a successful end, and then turned around and sold that company to a nationally traded entity who is now in our Commerce Park as well, has purchased 2 buildings and 2 lots and is expanding. Now, I want to ask this board, why in the world would we continue to sit up here and berate applicants that come before us for funding who want to bring jobs to this community? And this is a woman who has already proven herself. If I were her, I would turn around and say, you know what, I'm out of here. People are going to continue to do that if we have this attitude.
Let me ask you something else. I think she addressed this, but I didn't really understand her answer at the last EDA meeting. On December the 8th, 2009, of the minutes of this board, she went before the board to ask the board to satisfy a performance-based mortgage contingent upon expansion. And the board approved that. Was the expansion done? And where was the expansion done, and when, and all that information?
To my knowledge, the reason that was satisfied was because in her original contract, she had to create X number of jobs. She far exceeded that number that she was required.
The word in the minute says upon expansion. Does the expansion, is that what you're talking about, jobs, or expanding the business?
Jobs.
So you're going to say that that it meant jobs and not the expansion of the business. That's what your testimony is, or whatever it is.
I was not involved in that contract.
Well, how can you say what it is then, Sarah?
I'm not sure why we're debating a decision that the board made in 2009 today.
I guess because I want to.
At that time, they would have
I
had
guess
the
that's the
opportunity
reason
to
why.
have that debate,
Okay.
and they decided to settle the performance-based note.
Yeah, but I just was curious. I was just curious. And you're flirting around it, so that's okay.
I'm not flirting with anything. I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Well, I don't either. I'm just asking the question, and she's getting mad at me, and I think Mike Thompson's going to get into the middle of it now, and Bill don't like it.
Donald, I don't recall, and I don't know that it matters whether it's jobs or expansion of the business, because I think both occurred. I mean, with the sale to Nutraceutical Corp, the business expanded.
Yeah, but that wasn't her. She didn't expand.
I don't recall what was presented to the board. It may have been discussed. I don't know. I'm sure there's a tape of it somewhere.
Well, I guess I said there's a history here, is what I'm looking at.
Whether it's jobs or whether it's expansion of the footprint and whatever in the commerce part, I guess the tape would tell.
I think
Okay,
I'm done now.
so we're moving on. Donald's right. There is a history of Autumn Bloom in our community, and Autumn, I think you've done a fantastic job of creating jobs in Hardy County and increasing business, and we appreciate your partnership with us. So we're going to move on.
I'd like to take that a little step further. Autumn, I apologize for the conversation that's been going on this morning. I don't know what's got into the other end of the dais, but we apologize. I personally do. I'm sorry.
I do not apologize for looking into things that concern me.
I
know as a commissioner, they just don't look into things like they ought to. But I, on this board, if I think something needs to be looked at, I'm going to bring it up, whether Commissioner Thompson likes it or not.
That's fine. I would like to say, Mr. Samuels, if this is the attitude that you're going to bring to this board every meeting, then your days on this board are numbered. Okay? Everything that I possibly can.
A threat?
Sir, absolutely it is.
Oh, I understand that, Commissioner. I realize my days are numbered.
If you want to participate and try to move this board in a forward direction, just like every other member of this board, then you're welcome to stay. If you're not, then I'm going to do what I can to remove you. Now, you need to understand that.
So I'm supposed to come here
You do.
and not ask any questions. I'm here to be a yes man. Is that what you're saying?
You are able to ask whatever questions you want.
Well, you're saying I don't?
Nope, that's not what I said. I said if you're not willing to participate and move this board in a positive direction, you can't stay here.
Well, why don't you have me removed, Commissioner?
I'll
Why don't you
start-
get a lawyer and spend $10,000 and get rid of it?
All right, we're going to
Start on this afternoon.
move ahead.